have sworn I was just riding this thing like yesterday. Then I came in the shop and it looks like complete garbage. The spark plug isn't even in the engine. There are no exhaust pipes, and I'm pretty sure there's a bird's nest on top of the carburetor. It's just a crazy dream. Introducing my newest restoration, the 1963 Honda Dream 305. That was an awesome dream I had of riding this bike, but unfortunately it is nowhere near being rideable. The goal of today's video is to see if this engine even runs, because that will mean that that dream I had is one step closer to being reality. Yeah, at least it has the key. I think the ignition is like frozen, but hey, at least it has the key, right? It is missing some stuff though. Definitely gonna need a new seat cover. Humongous dent in the gas tank. I don't even know if this tank is salvageable. That's crazy. The metal inside the tank actually looks pretty clean. Looks like somebody did some not so good work on this bike. In this video, I'm gonna try to do the impossible and get this engine running again. First things first, first three things. We need fuel. That might be the easiest one. Spark, that might be the hardest one. And air, well, we just got to get rid of the bird's nest to achieve that one. So let's get into it. Since the spark plug is already hanging out like this, I could kind of imagine that somebody was probably trying to see if it has spark. All I'm going to do is just kick this thing over with the makeshift Bolt Kickstarter and see if it will get spark. Looks like nothing happened. And the spark plug on this side is missing, and so is the spark plug boot. Hold on a second, the key is in the steering lock. That's not even the ignition. Does this bike even have an ignition? So I did some research and I found out that the ignition switch on this bike is on the headlight area, so it's starting to make sense why I have no spark. Oh yeah, also the points contact breaker is so corroded because there's no cover on it. And the wire, the green wire, it was also not connected to anything. If I could get this green wire from the points condenser connected to the coils, I think I can get spark. But I need to find out where the coils are, and I think they're probably under the seat or the gas tank. Wow, it's actually not completely frozen in there. This project has hope. This is the original inspection sticker from 1966. That is so cool. Yep, that was all. Look at this, guys. Look at the springs under there. It looks like the underside of a match or a box spring or an old mattress or something. Well, I still don't see any coils, so gas tank's gotta come off next. Looks like the gas tank is also held on by two bolts on the bottom, just like the seat. Yep, that's it. Well, I still don't see any coils, so they must be up in here somewhere. That's not a good sign. And there's the coil. I can feel it. There it is. It's been about a week now, and I obviously needed to buy some new parts to get this bike running. So I did, and here they are. I got a carburetor rebuild kit because I know all the seals and everything in this one are bound to be crusty. I got two new spark plugs and the new spark plug boots because it was also missing those. A new ignition coil because this one's probably fried. And also new points and a new condenser, all from eBay. So let's get this stuff on the bike. I am determined to get some spark today. First off, new condenser and points. this little wire goes right in here. Next, time to get the new coil on. Should be pretty simple, just 2 wires. All right, new coil's all plugged in. Now we gotta get some spark plug boots on here. And this piece goes on. Pop it in, and let's see if we have spark. Still nothing. It said it was a direct fit for this bike. Before I do anything else on this bike, I absolutely have to vacuum up that bird's nest. Alright, carburetor is all cleaned up. I actually made a whole separate video about cleaning carburetors and rebuilding them. So if you want to check that out, hit the link up here or in the description. And I've got this little air filter I just had laying around. I'm going to put that on the back of there for now. Nice. Now it's time to attach some exhaust pipes to this bike before I start it up. I've got 2 good header pipes, only 1 flange mount though, so I'll have to figure something out for this one. And then this muffler looks okay, but the other one is completely rusted out. Looks like we're going straight pipe, just headers for this first startup. I'm guessing this whole stud's gonna come out, but let's try to get these rusty nuts off. Yep, got the stud. Same with that one. Well, all 4 studs came out, but none of them snapped, so it's a good day. For this other one, now don't laugh, but I'm going to make a super sketchy little flange with hose clamps. Kind of looks like an exhaust flange, a little bit. Okay, that is super janky, but it actually works. Before I actually start this thing up for the first time, probably a good idea to check the oil. There it is. Let's see. It does have some oil in it actually. It would make it a lot easier to push this bike outside if the tires had some air in them. But I seriously doubt that these things will hold air. I think these are the original tires. We've already got 20 PSI in this tire, and I don't hear any leaks somehow. That is crazy. Might get lucky once, but there's no way I'll get lucky twice. No way. The front one actually holds air too. That is amazing. Look at that. It's the next day, and I knew it was too good to be true. This tire does not hold air. Who would have guessed? Anyways, we have some new developments. I have finally got spark on this bike, and let me show you how. I have never had a bike like this, but the coils for the spark plugs actually have to run off of the 6-volt from the battery. It doesn't run off of the stator, so you actually have to have a working battery and charging system for this bike to run. I've never seen that before, and it took a lot of trial and error and also researching the wire diagrams to figure that out. But once I figured it out, all I had to do was connect the contact breaker green wire to one wire from the coil and the other side to the 6-volt positive terminal of the battery, and once everything's grounded, we have spark. So now, if you've seen this silly little fuel temporary gas tank thing on the side here, then you would know it is time to start this bike up, or at least try to. So now that we know we have spark, let's screw the spark plugs into the engine, get some gas in this little tank here, and take it outside. Woo! Now that this bike actually has the spark plugs in it, let's see if it actually has compression. A little bit, probably not enough. That doesn't sound pretty good. Well, she's outside. Just gotta get some gas. There is a little bit of gas in this one. My revolutionary new fuel bottle, made by Jersey Mike Subs. Well, hopefully that's enough for a first startup. Well, I can see it going in the filter. Okay guys, here goes nothing. After about 100 more kicks, it still didn't start. Back to the drawing board. I have went ahead and checked the compression, and wouldn't you know it, it is low. But there is compression, so that's a good sign. That means it doesn't have a stuck valve or it's not blown up or anything. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can just simply adjust the valve clearances, and maybe that'll give me a bit more compression. I've already set the points, gap, and the ignition timing is spot on according to the manual. So it's not the ignition, it has to be engine related. So let's go ahead and check the valve clearances. And there's the other one. The valve clearance when the engine's at top dead center is supposed to be 0.1 millimeter. I don't have a feeler gauge that small. What I do have is an old aluminum can. Basically 0.1 millimeter. That is perfect. Now let's see what the engine's at. Now this won't even fit in there, which means at top dead center, the valves are being compressed, holding them open a little bit. And that is probably what is giving me my low compression issue. In order to adjust the valve clearance on this engine, we first need to loosen up this lock nut. And then using some pliers, I'm going to turn this little tappet adjustment on the top here. Finally, after so many turns, that shim actually fits in between the rocker and the top of the valve. So now we just tighten down the adjuster until it just barely tightens onto the shim. Okay, I think we're there. Now let's tighten down the lock nut. Alright, this one's all good. And then same thing with the other side. Okay, that's perfect. So I'm going to tighten down the lock nut. Let's just close that up and hope for the best. Now I'm going to do the same exact thing with the intake valves that are definitely not as easy to get to. Yep, both intake valves are off as well. I finished up adjusting the valves and check out the compression now. I can barely even push it down with my hand. And it showed up on the compression test too. I was able to get this cylinder up to like 130 and the left cylinder, which was really bad before, up to like 100. So yes, that's enough to start this engine. It's dark outside, but I don't even care. I need to hear this thing run. Oh, that sounded like something. Despite my best efforts and even trying to hook up a jumper box to the starter motor, I could not get this engine running. Back to the old drawing board. This is it, guys. It is a beautiful sunny day outside, and it's time to start up the bike. Let's try it. Okay, start now. Many kicks later. Oh, we're getting real close now. Woo! Come on. Oh. Oh my gosh. Guys, I totally did not expect to be able to ride this thing today. It just started running really good, so I put it in gear, let the clutch out, and I started moving. I can't believe that just happened. It started running really good out of nowhere, and then I took it on a ride. Totally did not expect that. You'll have to watch my next video though to see the ride, and I'm sorry to make you guys wait like that, but that's just how YouTube works. I hope you guys enjoyed this first startup video. Man, I love this stuff. This gets my heart pumping, adrenaline running. So you guys, if you know the feeling, then just get out there and get something running. It'll make you feel so much better. This was awesome. If you guys enjoyed this, please hit that subscribe button. I want to keep doing this for the rest of my life, and your support can make that happen. So it would mean the world to me if you check out my Patreon and PayPal, and just subscribing, commenting, liking, sharing the video, and engaging means a lot, and it definitely helps out for the algorithm. Comment, "This was a dream," if you made it to the end, because it was a dream, let me tell you. Gonna be it, guys. I'll see you next time. Peace.